Hello everyone, welcome back again on a beautifully sunny day. I say sunny and not warm. This is a morning sunshine, which means it looks really nice, but you'll notice I'm back in long sleeve, leggings. It is about 2 degrees. It actually even snowed yesterday, so it is quite cool, but no gloves yet, so we're okay there. So we are in the greatest city there ever is, was, will be, Leicester. I've just come off the main Narborough Road behind me because I've realised it's far too noisy to try and do a decent video. I thought I'd come down one of the side streets, which is also very noisy, as you can probably see. So today is, what are we, 12th of April now. And today is an easy 10k run, so no pace again, no worries, just let's go and see some of the sights of Leicester. Try and show you 1 or 2 areas that bring back memories for me, and then at the end of it I'm going to try and finish up right in the city centre, and we'll have a little look around there as well. I think today, of course, is the day where non-essential shops have been allowed to open, so complete with face mask, which is in my pocket ready to go, we can go and have a look in some of the shops maybe as well, although I don't think we'll be getting the camera out too much for that. It's going to be very busy. Today is, of course, also the day pubs can open if they have a beer garden, and what surprised me was driving into Leicester this morning at about 7:45 AM was just how busy the pub gardens were. I can't believe some of the pubs opened at midnight and people have been that desperate for a pint. There you go, I guess that's what you miss. So I think we'll try and avoid 1 or 2 areas of Leicester. I think 1 or 2 people might be a bit merry already before they've had their cereal. So I think we're gonna finish the warm-up and let's get on a sightseeing tour of Leicester. Hope you enjoy this one. So my plan of finishing my run in Leicester city centre and having a little look around and then catching a bus back out to where I started isn't going to happen now. So there are alternative buses. I guess I'm going to have to get on Mr. Google very quickly and find out which one I can get, or alternatively have an extra 3.5 miles run out when I'm finished. See what the weather's like, I guess. Right, let's get going. So, when it's a train bridge, not a train bridge. When it's a former train bridge. Oop. I'm not going to take this road because I won't meet my mileage. I believe this is part of the old Great Central, but I'm probably wrong. Retired rover, you'll know better than me. Leicester that way. maybe that way. Running up the steps is a bad idea, and I won't be running down them either. But there you go. When it's a train bridge, not a train bridge. When it's a former train bridge. Choo choo! So another reason I came this way, you know I like to see good old-fashioned churches. This is St Andrews. We are now in a park called Ayleston. I do like the good old-fashioned churches. So like I say, we are in Ayleston now, a suburb of Leicester. Coming up on a nice climb. Short but steep. So I'll put the camera away. We'll get talking again soon. Oh look, beer garden. That one doesn't look open yet. I'm sure I'll find one for you. So you can probably see all these cones out beside me. That is a pop-up cycle lane due to COVID-19. So to help with the social distancing, obviously public transport became difficult to get on, so they tried to encourage people to get on their bikes a bit more. So in major cities, which Leicester is one, they tried to put in cycle lanes to show how safe it was and how keen they are on cyclists. I've yet to see one person use it. I do believe later on in my video there's another one that I'll pass. So we'll try and see how many we can see today. Right, coming up on the centre of Leicester. So we are coming up to the Holy Grail places. We have not been allowed in this stadium all season long, thanks to COVID. We're third in the table. We've reached the FA Cup semi-finals, big tournament for us over here, and all of that behind closed doors. Typical really, but this is Leicester City Football Club, or to my international slackers, Leicester City Soccer Club. We are known as the Foxes, Leicester well known for that, and this stadium is about 32,500 fans. This actual stand here is the family stand, and that's where I go with my lad when we're allowed back in. So we're looking forward to being able to go hopefully next season. We've missed it. It is without doubt our biggest sport in England, football. So it's been a big loss to a lot of people. Right. Well, now that you've seen where I like to go on weekends, when I'm not at work of course, let's get back to running and find some more parts of Leicester for you. A very, very special surprise for you now, slackers. Just to try and include America, we have Lady Liberty. I actually have no idea why that's there. It used to be on a building opposite there, and it had been there ever since I can remember. But when they relocated the building and changed it to student apartments, they wanted to keep the statue. So I don't see why not. So at this point I would break into the American anthem just to make it a bit more patriotic for you, but nobody wants to hear me sing, so I'll leave it there. Right, probably didn't hear any of that because of how busy this road is. So that building just over the road is West Coast Library. Now, that might not be significant in Leicester, but it is significant to me. One person I always give lots of shout outs to on my videos is my father, Colin, also known as Retired Rover. Check out his channel. But one person I don't give enough shout outs to is my mum, Annette. She has been, they both have been, but definitely my mum, big influence on my life. And she's the reason I am where I am today. I'm a great dad to my son, or I like to think I am, because of what I've been able to learn from my own parents. And although it wasn't always easy, she always done what was right for us. Mum, thank you. I love you. Right, now back to the hill running. Here we go. So we're coming up to 5 miles in, 5:30ish pace I believe. I'll just pause to watch for a second. In fact, actually I think we'll get going again. I had to cross over Hingley Road. Right, Hingley Road. Again, no great significance for Leicester other than it's a main road into the city. Two big significance for me. First of all, this. This is a tiny, tiny back alleyway, only known to locals, and I just saw a sign that said, "Look up, smile, you're on CCTV." So, why is that important to me? Right, when I grew up in Leicester, a lot of my weekends, I would stay with my nan, Alice Bell. Unfortunately, she is now passed, but will never ever be forgotten. And on a Saturday night, if I was staying with her, she would have treated me all day anyway, but she would then say, "Go and get yourself a bag of chips." And for months I would go the long way up and along the Hinkley Road, and then one day she showed me that shortcut, and she said, "Never tell your mother, because it's not a bad area, Leicester, but it's not the greatest." But yeah, from about the age of 11 I was doing that. I was also constantly on Foss Rec. We used to call that my nan's park. She literally backed onto it, so lots of football, My mates would all be over. Fantastic times. Although I don't remember this. The sheriff's car. There you go, slackers. 2 bits for America for you. Right, one more, well, 2 more things really, I suppose. We are now on what's called Henley Road, and number 11 was where my nan lived, just there. And that bedroom up there was where I used to stay with her on weekends, and we used to have great fun. And I'll never forget that. Whenever I get a chance to come into Leicester, which isn't very often admittedly, I always like to drive by that place. And my own former place, which is coming up by the way. But it's so nice to reminisce and show you some of my childhood. Right. Up Boston Street for the next one. Here we go. Memory lane again. Here we go. Back on the Hinkley Road. So, this basically a Polish shop now. I might be wrong, can't speak, whatever it is. That used to be a sweet shop or a newspaper shop called Four Boys. Now, when we lived in Leicester, I'll take you past my house in a second. Once I finished my primary school, the secondary schools, shall we say, weren't of great calibre. So, my parents decided to send me to a place called Lutterworth Grammar School. Well, Lutterworth High School first, then the grammar school. Now that involved getting 2 school buses every morning. I would have to set off from home at 6 something, take a walk up Boston Street to top Hinkley Road, catch my first bus to ride out to Leicester Forest East, where I would then catch my proper school bus all the way to Lutterworth. And occasionally my mum would buy me a little 10p sweet mix, or just penny sweets, gummy bears, drumstick lolly, things like that. Now, she probably knows, because I'm sure I told her in the past. Unfortunately, when I first got to that school, it wasn't a good time for me. I was one of only 2 kids from this kind of area of Leicester. I didn't know the other kid. And yeah, I was bullied quite a lot, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't need that. There's plenty of people in the world worse off than me. But the reason I'm telling this story is because one morning my mum got me a 10p mixture and I just put it in my pocket and completely forgot about it. A couple of days later, I was having one of those bad days at school, went to hide in the playground, reached in my pocket, and there were the sweets, and everything just felt okay again. It was it's like a little comfort blanket, and it's a little bit hard to talk about it. Not really because I'm going too fast, just because it brings back a few memories, but I wanted you to know, Mum, those sweets got me through the day on more than one occasion. So thank you. Right, we are about 5.5 miles in now. A couple of places to check out still. Newhampton Road. That's the green where I would play football every day after school, and it's a typical walk past. That is my childhood home. That bedroom up there was my bedroom. Used to love that. I'm not afraid to admit I had Thomas the Tank Engine wallpaper. I had great times growing up here. Obviously you always remember the good parts, rose tinted glasses and all that, but yeah, that was fantastic. Should really be running. I just wanted to take in the area really, but that's my childhood home. From about the age of 12, that's when we moved out. Originally moved in with my nan for a few months whilst we found a new house and moved out to Lutterworth, the storybook capital of England. Right, I think there's just a couple more places to show you because I only wanted a 10k easy run. We're at 9.6. I don't know why I thought this was only going to be about 7 by this point, but okay. Right, let's see what else I can show you. Well, I couldn't do Leicester and not show you the part where my education started. Back on the Hindley Road, of course. Dublin's. This is my primary school where I started, age 4 or 5, I think. 4. Very much changed since I was here. That building was never there. That was all grass. Obviously, it's time to move on. But yeah, that was my little local primary school. Something that you don't know, retired rover. My dad used to be a bus driver, which used to take him along here. Every playtime, I would go and stand by those railings, at least for a couple of minutes, in the hope of seeing you go by. I don't think I ever managed that. Are you sure you were out actually working? Right. One more place I want to show you. And then we'll wrap it up because we've actually hit 10 miles. Oh, sorry, 10 kilometres. So, one more place. And we'll have a walk. So, of course, growing up through school, you make lots of friends. As girls and work and life come along, you lose some of those and make new ones along the way. A couple of friends I've kept all the way through are some of my nearest and dearest. One of them I know called Adam. I know he subscribes to my channel. Hope you're watching this, mate. I thought I'd take you along to the place where you used to live, and of course we used to play football in that garden. I'm going to show you both places. Here we go. That's your bungalow. Still remember that. That was a great place you got there. Now, I'm able to do 2 houses because when you moved house, you literally moved, what, 200 yards? So around the corner, onto Western Park Road. And this is where we're going to finish up. I do believe number 27 was yours. And yep, I still remember the days, mate, don't you worry. Plenty of football in that back garden, plenty of football watched, and a few computer games chucked in for good measure. Hope you enjoyed that one, mate. Right, okay, let me stop my watch, which I can't seem to do. Here we go, end, lovely. Spot on that. 5:30 is what I'm kind of looking for my easy runs. That was a nice 10k. Obviously had to stop starting some places because of the filming, but that was absolutely bang on what I wanted. So I'm going to go and warm down on the park, Western Park. There is a little bit more to come though, so don't go anywhere just yet. So behind me is a little wooded area, and I was just about to tell you all about how when I was at my primary school we actually done a tree planting day, and that one of those trees somewhere back there could well be mine. I have no idea whether it survived or not. Some have gone. However, my phone rang and I just had a chat, and it turns out that I've done this kind of video before about a year ago or so, which I must admit I completely forgot about. So I'm very sorry if this has gone over similar things again. You know what, I'm not that sorry, because it was great for me to run around the parts of Leicester that I remember as a kid. Hopefully you've seen something new. Obviously I am an international slacker now, and trying to incorporate those quaint, essentially American icons of a Sheriff's Ranger car and the Statue of Liberty. There's something different, I'm sure. On my last video somebody asked me a very good question, and it wasn't until I played it back I realised why they asked that. I mentioned about long easy runs and short easy runs, short ones being for recovery, long easy runs for being building up endurance. And the question I was then asked was, is that all you do? And I can understand why, because that's all I actually talked about. But no, I actually do quite a structured program at the moment, because I am building up for the half marathon. So I'll quickly talk about some of the other runs that I do as well. So today was a longer easy run, so obviously starting to build up the endurance part. 10k, not really an issue, but I can obviously go further, but it's all just part of the training program. Later in the week I will be doing a tempo run. So my tempo run will be 30 to 35 minutes long, my first one, and that has to be at the pace I want to really be aiming for half marathon. So I'm looking at around 5 minutes per kilometre and sticking at that for about 35 minutes. Obviously as the weeks go on, the tempo runs become 40, 45, 50, and then eventually an hour. I also do interval training, which I absolutely detest. So we go out for about a mile run, just loosen everything up, so no real speed, and then we will go into roughly 400 metre, well, sprints really. Because I'm not very good at marking out mileage, we actually do 2 minutes 10 seconds at full pace, 1 minute 50 recovery, and then we go again. I started that last week, done my first one of those. You do 5 on, 5 off, and then of course next week when I go back to it, it'll be 6 on, 6 off, 7 on, 7 off. The idea is obviously that helps increase my speed over time. I can tell you now, I absolutely hate it. Thankfully though, one thing I'm not having to do this time around is hill training. I am training for the Boston half marathon, which is well known to be the flattest that there is. I think it's got a complete elevation climb of something like 7 meters. So I do not have to chuck in any hill training whatsoever. So I'm quite happy with that. That will be different for my other events coming up this year. But yeah, so it's not just long easy runs and short easy runs that I do. I can understand why you asked me that. I won't mention any names, don't worry. There is a structured program that I try and stick to. It's no plan that you'll find in any book. It's just a plan that has been provided to me by a friend who's kind of been there, done it all before, and has helped me before. So seems to work. I've used it before for half marathons and I've got through. So fingers crossed, that's where I'm at. Just one final thought then. Obviously that was a little bit of a Q&A, I suppose, and if you watch my video of me and my son, he likes to ask a few Q&As as we go round, and I very much enjoy that. If any of you 18 subscribers, I still can't believe I've got 18 to be fair, thank you very much all. If you have any questions you would like to ask, to find out a little bit more about me, my running, I don't know, Lutterworth, whatever, feel free, either comment below, email me, text me, whatever. And what I'll do on my next easy run, we'll go out running, but we'll have a Q&A session. So feel free to get in touch. If you haven't already done so, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Lots more videos to come, and don't forget, we've even got a race coming up. It's going to be a good one. Until next time, keep running, guys.